Hi, I'm Denny with All American Sharpener. Sometimes people ask how the sharpener performs on old, beat-up dull blades. And I had a generous friend who donated a blade that's about as old and beat up as I've seen. And I'm going to sharpen it today in this video. Basically, it just takes some more time. When you spend more time grinding, you have to be careful not to overheat the metal. I'm going to be using a more aggressive disc. It's called a CC Grind Robust. We sell it on our website. I'm going to start with that. I may finish it off with a flap disc. Set this at 35 degrees because based on this blade, I think that's what the original factory bevel would have worked with. I might change that as I go because it's really hard to tell what this angle was. So let's get grinding. Okay, 35 is working pretty well, but I'm just going to see what this looks like at 30 because that bevel looks like it could be just a tad narrow. I'm trying to get it back to its original bevel angle. Another thing to note is you want to let the disc do the work. I'm touching it very lightly. The harder you press, the more heat you're going to generate. Now, so far, it's warm, but it doesn't feel hot. And I'm already starting to see an edge form there. Okay, we got a ways to go yet. .35 may be a better match for this, but I'm already into it at 30, so let's keep going. Starting to feel a little bit of a burr on the backside there, so I think we're getting our edge. Now I'm going to play with this inside section. Based on it being raised, it's going to be a more shallow setting. Typically it's 10 or 15 degrees difference. I'm just going to go to 25 and see how that looks on this part. It's getting pretty hot. We're going to let that cool down. And that seems to be 25. It's probably good for that inside edge. And switch it back to 25. Yeah, it's still in pretty rough shape on the underside here. So I'm just going to keep grinding from the top until we get through some of this. I think we're just about there. I've actually switched to a 40 grit flap disc because I'm getting pretty close. This is going to be less aggressive, generate less heat. I'm going to use this 40 grit flap disc to finish the process. Calling that good. There you have it, the All American Sharpener, sharpening an old, dull blade. The bottom line is it's going to get it sharp, it's just going to take more time. The advantage of the jig is you're holding a steady, consistent angle, so you're going to be more efficient. You're going to get that edge back faster. The other advantage of the jig is you're not going to let your blades get this dull. You're going to sharpen them more frequently. So when you come back, it's much easier to get the edge back. I'm going to finish this blade up. I'm going to sharpen the other end. Then I'm going to check it, make sure it's balanced with the All American Blade Balancer. Once I have it sharpened and balanced, I'll give it back to my friend and they can use it as a spare blade. Don't forget, if you don't see the All American Sharpener logo, it's a knockoff. Thanks for watching this video and have a great day.